Marvelous evening, ma'am. I Niharika.
And I, Shrishti. A very warm welcome, Lieutenant Colonel and Major. What an honor to have you join us on this special Mother's Day episode. Madam, you are not just a role model, you are a living proof that courage, leadership, and compassion goes hand in hand. We are very excited to start this episode. So, let's take our listeners back to the beginning of your incredible journey. So, madam, what inspired you to get in this uniform and rise through the ranks to become lieutenant colonel and major?
My father was in army. He has served 28 years in army. So I have seen him in uniform. I have seen him working for the country, for the benefit of the country, and that made me very proud. Then I felt if I'll be able to wear this uniform, then I would be also able to do something for my country. So that was the day when I decided that I myself will go to army and serve the nation.
Thank you, ma'am. And your story?
For me, I was an NCC cadet, so it was from childhood that I was an NCC since third. So whenever I will wear the uniform and then go to my camps and all, everybody will say that, okay, now you'll go to army in case. And that thing took me till this now, and I'm here. And my father was also in army, so I knew what are the perks of being in army. So I'm here. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So our next question. Trailblazers like Sufia Qureshi have shown us how women can lead with heart and protect our planet at the same time. In your own experience, why do you think it's important for women to take charge, especially in fields that shape the future of our environment?
We all believe that women are more strong mentally, do we? Yes, we do. Why? Because nature has built us like that. Nature has given us strength. Nature has given us patience, right? What patience will give you? Patience will give you more of time to take decisions. You cannot take your decision just like that. Adrenaline rush. Adrenaline is more in male, so we cannot take adrenaline rushed decision. So women are blessed with patience, love, care. So this makes them a better decision making, person compared to the males. Sorry, the males here, but I truly believe this. So I believe that we should, as ladies, should take such positions where we can take great decisions for our country, for our people.
Exactly, ma'am. As you said, it is now proven that females are better leaders. Females have that capability to become a great leader without getting that success into their head. And that's what the world is seeing today. Everywhere you see, the highest positions are given. CEOs, presidents of nation, prime ministers of nation. Political decisions are made in such a way that the females are coming up, the ladies are coming up. Because of what exactly ma'am said, that we are multitaskers. We know how to take out time from our own self to the country. And we take decisions in such a way that is not good to self, but to all others around us. And that's what makes us different from the other gender. So yes, we are the leaders now.
Okay, ma'am. Yumika Singh has shown that women can shine in diverse arenas. In your team, how have different perspectives, especially women's voices, lead to smarter and stronger decisions?
As I've told you, we are loaded with love, care, decision-making qualities, and more than that, we are multitaskers. We see our homes, we see our duty area. So this makes us multitasker, right? So, and everything it's not that we are compromising monthly. We are doing everything with our passion and with great level of success. So I think we should make this decision and we should choose these diverse areas and prove ourselves that yes, we are no less than anyone else in this world.
Yes, ma'am, as you said, and the initial question also about Colonel Sufia Qureshi and Wing Commander Yumika Singh. To be honest, ma'am, when I read about them, they have not reached where they are now in a smooth way. They have fought for it. Colonel Sufia Qureshi has gone to Supreme Court for her ranks to show what she is. Vyomika ma'am has done 2000 plus hours of flying, which means a lot. Like, to be a lady, to be in uniform, to do the task and to do what is not expected out of us. is really a task. So we are fighters in that way, and that's how Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Vyomika Singh are in front of us right now to show us what we can be.
She's a fighter pilot, I believe.
Yes, ma'am. She
So
is.
I think she's the first fighter pilot of our country.
No, ma'am. She's not the first
Okay.
fighter, but she is a cheetah pilot, ma'am.
See, it's
So
very difficult for us to imagine a lady, flying fighter jet during the war. So this is what we call taking decision in these kind of moments, taking divert decisions, right? But she has proved it.
And one more thing, ma'am. Vyomika ma'am said that the only person because of which she is there, the only one who said that you can do it is her mother. Just because of her passion, she came to Indian Air Force. So what a wonderful day for that also.
Ma'am, you people are wonderful. I'm seriously having goosebumps. So, ma'am, you traditionally come from a field which is traditionally male dominated. So, what are the challenges you faced or superpowers that you discovered in this journey?
The challenges which I faced, I think all my teachers here can relate with that. Managing the time, right, ma'am? It's managing the time, because yes, we want to be perfect. We want to be perfect at our task. We want to be perfect as a mother, right? And we want to be perfect as a senior, as a colleague. So that is the most difficult work, to manage your time and be perfect in everything, and you giving your best. So this I have faced. And I'm sorry, your next question? Your next question in that same, yeah.
What makes you out of it, ma'am? Like,
Yes,
what is-
being a mother again. Being a mother again gives me strength to overcome all these difficulties, and at the end of the day I am a very satisfied officer, and I'm a very satisfied mother. And that because of my motherhood, because of my children, they give me courage every day, every hour.
She's my senior, so I can actually relate what she's saying, that to be a senior it's very difficult because we are her juniors there, and she has to literally be behind us to get the work done and things. So, and what I would say, the challenges what we face is it's, as she said, it's a male dominated thing, and generally females are not accepted that easily, very less. It's not a everyday happening thing. So yes, that is the main challenge what we face, because once we give our suggestions, once we put up our opinion, they are heard in a way that like, oh, she has an opinion on this, how she is having a suggestion on this. That kind of mentality comes up in our patriarchal society of ours. So that's the challenge which I can say. And the superpower, yes, we have our seniors to look up to, the way they handle their families, the way they handle their duties, their timings. Then we make sure that we are also following that right path, and not to keep that ego inside us, that okay, it's a male thing, so we'll not do that or something like that. And yes, to have a self belief that yes, I can do anything, there is nothing which is impossible for me. That thing makes us a superpower.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so since today is Mother's Day, and Mother's Day is all about celebrating love, leadership, and nurturing strength. So, how do you think these motherly qualities make someone a powerful leader or a better defender of our nation and earth?
For this, I don't think anybody could answer better than Colonel Shravani, because the way I see her running around for everything on every day, that makes us to believe that mothers are impossible to handle, like from our side. So ma'am, up to you.
Scientifically and medically speaking, the changes which I introspected in myself after being mother, I felt that because of the children, my children, when I was first time mom, suddenly the moment I saw my son's face, everything changed. I don't know from where before that I was like, how I will handle everything, how I am going to do this 12-hour job, 12 hours night duty, how I am going to help others when I cannot help myself. You know, I was in so much of stress, so much of pressure. But the moment I saw my son's face first time, I don't know from where I got all the courage in this world that no, he is actually my strength. He is going to be my strength to everything in this world. And yes, I will whatever I want. I have to be positive. I'll make my child positive. I will rear him in a way. I'll teach him in a way that everything will be fine. So I think being mother gave me all the strength to come up to here.
What do you think schools like ours can do to help young girls dream big, whether it's flying fighter jets, building satellites, or saving forests?
For me, what I think is when it comes to us as a girl student, first, as APJ Abdul Kalam sir said, first thing is to dream. Like first you should have a dream of yourself. I want to be a fighter jet pilot. I want to be a politician. I want to be a great leader in this kind of a field. That first thing which should come from your side is to dream about yourself. And it's to dream every day about yourself in that position. Like if you want to be a army personnel, remind yourself that you want to be that, and imagine yourself every day wearing that uniform and standing in front of a mirror and say that you can do it. As Shiv Khera sir said, you can do it. Second thing, go to your teachers. I think there are more of friends nowadays. So with that dream, go to your teacher and say that, ma'am, this is my dream and this is what I want to be in my life. And I want to stand up on my own. I'm sure that they'll guide you so nicely that when you are passing out from here after your 12th, the studies you are going to have, the opportunities you are going to have, you'll grab everything. You'll do everything for that one dream which you are seeing today. And that will take you to that path where you can be what you want to be. And that's what every leader has said. It's not my words, come on.
Okay. See, in the school, we receive students for the first time. He is in nursery, hardly 3 years old, right? So at 3 years, mind is still developing. The neurons in the brain are developing, multiplying in thousands and trillions and millions, and the field you will make the child to choose. Like if the child, you're helping the child to play football, or like in sir's case, sir is helping that boy to play guitar. So our neurons, the neurons who are responsible to learn guitar, they develop that the brain area, who's responsible to develop the music, to the skill to play the guitar develop. So for every child, be it a girl child or be it a boy child, their brain is developing. So school is the place where we can shape their future, shape their choices in life, right? We can teach them wrong things, we can teach them good things. So definitely, mother is the first teacher. She will guide the child the right path. Teacher, she comes next, he comes next. They will further take the child to the destiny, to their dreams. So I believe this thing goes for girls, for boys same. This is the place where their brain, their body, their skills takes place, and they go ahead in their life and get the success.
Your words are really very motivational. We love stories. Could you share a moment in your career, maybe in a mission or a team situation, that taught you something unforgettable about leadership or teamwork?
Please try to repeat.
Okay. Could you share a moment in your career, maybe in a mission or a team situation, that taught you something unforgettable about leadership or teamwork?
At this moment, I would like to take name of, she has just today only left the station, Lieutenant Colonel Jeena. She inspired me a lot. Before this, I had never handled administration before this. I was totally into clinical area, but when I got ma'am as my senior, she taught me so much things, and every day we used to get moments, and I was like, kaise hoga, how we are going to accomplish this? Like we used to plan some activity, some health activity in the school, giving lectures on nutrition to the kids, right? So the most, one which I remember is BLS, that is basic life support, and ma'am ma'am said we are going to get all the students from APS. So it was like 200 students. I was shocked. Ma'am, how are we going to teach 200 students BLS in just 2 days? Then ma'am motivated me that it's possible. It's up to you, your energy level. And then that was, till that time I was not convinced, because 200 for me in 2 days was a big number, and it is a life-saving skill. So I was not convinced, but ma'am was so confident about it. And then next day we got 100 students, and you won't believe it, 8th class students, which I was not expecting that they will perform so good. And with hardly 5 minutes or 10 minutes we could give each student this much of time. But after that, the performance the children, especially the little ones, the 8th class, they gave us, I was shocked. And that day I thought, yes, such things, such motivations, once you prove it, once they happen, then only people are going to believe it. And that day I thought, yes, everything is possible. We should not lose our heart. We should just try on it. We should keep hard working.
In this scenario, even I would like to add some more. I was in Pathankot when that Pathankot attack happened in the airways, and I was posted there. And suddenly it was a New Year Eve. If you remember, it was a New Year Eve, and we all had a great party. And then we came inside at around 12 o'clock or something, and we had our working hours the other day. So we went to sleep, and suddenly there is a huge blast at around early morning 3 o'clock, and we were all told to rush to our duty stations and to take places. And I was in the immediate first aid room, which in our language we called MI room, with 17 men under me, and I was inside that. And for a girl who is 24 years, being a lieutenant, newly commissioned, it was difficult for me to be inside with 17 men, all locked up, all blackout. There is no light. Similar situation what we are undergoing now, we had at that point of time at Pathankot. But through the glasses of that MI room, I could see my commandant. She's Brigadier Ratna, and my own senior, Brigadier Usha Devi, PG. She is President's Medal awardee, and they both used to roam around our unit at that blackout shifts at that night, and we could just see 2 ladies roaming around just to ensure that their juniors are safe and secure. Looking at them, I could make out that yes, with these men, I will guide them what they have to do inside. I'll take the responsibility if they are doing this for me. And that's the time I got the courage. And this story, I still have that respect, and that made me even more respectful towards my seniors, because they are, every time they'll ensure that their juniors are safe and secure, even in war and in peacetime. So as I said, looking up to them makes you all you are. So yeah, that's my story.
If you could hand out a survival kit for future leaders, what are the 3 skills or values would it be inside that survival kit?
Survival kit. For you guys, I would say first is pepper spray, I think. Nowadays, yeah, for a survival kit, yes, pepper spray. Skills and values.
That is skill, using the pepper spray.
Yeah, many a time, because I had one and it was not working. So yeah, but skills, I would say one in every girl after a certain age should know some kind of defense mechanism for herself, some kind of martial arts. Even if one of the martial arts that she's practicing, it would be great for her future, because in the coming days it's really important to be to go out with the strength and courage. So for that, I would say one is that. Another skill what you should have is, apart from your professional or your studies, you should have one thing which motivates you and which makes you a refreshed person again. For example, dance, music, paintings, such a thing which makes you new once again, new for another day. And third thing is, I would say, good friends. Like, surround yourself with very good friends, and the people who motivates you every time to do right things, not to go to the wrong things. And even if you're going to the wrong thing, they should be able to tell you that you are doing it in a wrong way, come back. So yes, I would say this defense mechanism, one leisure activity, and great friends around you. That would be my suggestion. Rest ma'am can say.
Okay, from my side, first is pepper spray, second is martial arts. Okay, let's come to the first one. I believe education, right? Education and knowledge, these are two things which will make you survive at any place. This will make you stand on your feet. Nobody dare can put you down once you're educated and you know the thing. For example, okay, we know that gravity is the pulling power, but you should be knowing exactly what is gravity, how this pulling power happens, so you should be knowledgeable. Degrees you are getting, you get lot of degrees, but you should be knowledgeable. You should be able to understand what you are learning, right? That being knowledgeable, understanding the subject, taking education will make you one day so much confident that nobody can put you down. And of course it will make you get job, and maybe you would at one point of life you would like to be only a mother, dedicated yourself to to the family, but maybe sometime you feel, no, this is not enough for me, I want to do something. So that time what will help you? Your education. At any point of time, if you choose to be a mother, if you choose to be a working woman, or both, at any time education will help you to guide your own children, to guide yourself, to guide your family, right? So for me it's education.
Looking ahead, what do you dream of when it comes into field like defense, more science, and protecting our planet?
The only dream I have for my country as a woman in uniform, is my country is at peace. All the people here are with peace with each other. I don't want to see war. I don't want to see people, giving pain to each other. Just I need peace, happiness, love, affection, knowledge and education. These are the strength of any country. You see, the whichever country has strong government, and they are not putting their pressure on religious things and others, and they are just totally dedicating themselves toward the betterment of the people, development, science, technology. Those countries are doing good, right? Those countries where politics is a big issue, where people are fighting, they are not doing good. They are going down day by day. So it's very important. Every time we are just, pointing towards the government. But who has made this government? We have chosen the government, right? And who makes this country? Government? No. It's the people. People come first and then the government. So all we need is peace, love, education and sympathy towards each other, and be positive at every field. Education, knowledge, we should be guiding our children to be knowledgeable. I don't mean coming first in the class. I again said, you be the last person in the class, but you should be knowledgeable. You should know what you are learning and do good for the country and do good for the world.
I think it's same. It's peace, love, compassion which makes a human grow. It's for every nation, humanity should prevail. And that's what ma'am said, and I would just copy paste it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for joining us today. Your story has lit a spark in all of us, and we hope it travel for beyond this podcast. You have shown us that leadership can be fierce and kind, strong and compassionate. Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for your service and inspiration.
One last thing. Though we are talking about women empowerment, women education, women ye, women wo, but who is behind us? It's them, right? So if my husband's support is not there, if my father's support was not there, I don't think I would have been here to guiding these two little girls. So I believe they are our support. They are the pillars. We cannot do it all alone. God has created us for few things. God had created them for few things. Yes, of course, in today's world, we are taking roles of each other, and definitely we are doing it good, right? Even males are the greater chef. They are better at cooking than the women. I think you all agree, right? So yes, they are our pillars. They are the wall, and without them, we are also nothing. So we need each other's support. It's the Shiv, one half is the lady and one half is the male. So it is 50-50. It's not 10 or 20, 90. No, it's 50-50. Their support is equally very important to take us where we want to go to achieve our dreams. Okay, thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, girls.
Reach high.
Thank you, ma'am.